Of course, we can always cuddle and watch Netflix.
Sir, we are not doing this today, but since we are here, I decided to give you 3 really good reasons why I'd make a good girlfriend.
No, I didn't have time to make dinner. I was so tired. Yes, pizza sounds so delicious right now.
In another life, maybe it was you and me. Maybe there we loved each other right, and we were happy together.
Said I'm fine, said I'll move on. I'm only here passing time in her.
The intro was a little messy, but I feel like it really exemplifies the relationship that Tophia had with Wesley. Now, if you weren't around in the past or you're unaware of the happenings that have gone on between Tophia and this man named Wesley, well, I'm here to inform you. And basically, we'll get to some of the drama going on. Tophia's been sad posting and thirst trapping on her TikTok for the last couple weeks. It's a bit mind-bending because she never really interacted with this other creator, who, by the way, I should jump in and say, deleted his entire account because of his association with Tophia and how she was commenting to him and all that stuff, because essentially she would go on there and do duets with him and try and make it seem like they have this lovey-dovey relationship with each other. And will they, won't they? Are they gonna date? They're so cute. There's even some comments that she's posted in the past that clearly has a slant to flirtation going on, but like, let's be real, there wasn't gonna be anything serious that happened. And I think Wesley understood that, and Tophia clearly did not understand that, and she's talked about it multiple times in the past about how people are just upset that, you know, she's gonna find somebody and somebody's gonna like her for her and whatever. And it's like, bro, come on. Come on, like, let's just be 100% honest here for a second. All right, now she does all these like really cringe postings of pretending to be a mom, or like, I don't know, talking about all of her great attributes, which, don't worry guys, I'm going to actually show you the video of her talking about what makes her such a catch, what makes her an excellent girlfriend, potential mate. So let's just look into that. Let's examine how Tophia views herself, or at least viewed herself in the past.
I can cook. Any basic knowledge that someone should know before getting in a relationship? Cooking. I am plus size, as you can see, and plus size girls make for really good pillows. No more searching online for my pillows or searching online for the best pillow. Just get yourself a plus size girlfriend. I'm 5'3.5", which makes me fun size. And fun size people move over Snickers, move over fun size chocolate, are the best people to have in your life.
So that's how she tries to win him over. A lot of talk about food and weight and stuff like that. And I've never seen Tophia make an appetizing meal personally. You know, maybe it exists out there, but I haven't seen the evidence of that. And obviously now that she's prowling the streets and doesn't have a normal kitchen set up on a consistent basis, it probably makes it a little bit more difficult in order to go out there and say, here you go, husband, I got you this delicious meal. It's a peanut butter sandwich. Yeah, I bet you couldn't get this from some skinny little bitch. Yeah, probably. Who knows? I mean, it makes you question some things. And so I don't know, nothing of her personality, nothing about aspirations in her life, nothing about, oh, I'm going to become TikTok famous, I'm going to work so hard, I'm going to make my account great. Nah, nothing like that. Just, well, I got more pushing for the cushion, or cushion for the pushing, Satray, get it together, unbelievable. But essentially, when all this happened years ago, by the way, multiple years ago, when she was doing these duets with Wesley, and then all of everything surrounding her and the community and all that forced him to delete his account. Well, Tophia somehow found his personal Instagram and found out that he is currently engaged, and it has just shoved a spear right through her heart.
But anyways, so I'm not going to get into how I found his recent account because I'm not looking for Wesley nor am I stalking him. So, I mean, maybe the person who made the account is probably the person who told me about the account. So, yeah, for people who be like, oh my gosh, you already found the account. Who do you think told me about the account? Probably the person who made it. So, as far as the engagement goes, I don't know if that's a recent thing, but I really don't care because, like, I'm not going to get into a conversation I had with someone. So, like, I'm still let you think what you want to think. But, people just get so mad that someone that is attractive like Wesley or people like that like me. I have a good personality, so I'm likable. My bad if no one likes you. I would be mad too if people didn't like me. I would be grumpy all the time too if people didn't like me. And of course a lot of people don't like me. But the issue being is that you're just mad because attractive people like me.
So there's a lot to break down here, right? Because on one hand, there's no true evidence that somebody like Wesley liked her. They had no further communication, no desire to meet up or anything like that or be official. He never really acknowledged her outside of like leaving a comment on one of his posts. So it makes you question what's going on there, because to my knowledge, I don't recall Wesley doing a duet with one of Tophia's posts. Now, maybe I'm mistaken, maybe I'm forgetting some things, but it's a bit perplexing, right? And at the same time, she's talking about finding this Instagram account, not sure if, the engagement is recent or what's going on. Of course, she probably knows, but at the same time, Wesley left because of her, and now you think that she got sent his private Instagram from him, even though it's pretty clear that he tried to run away from you. I don't know. The whole story isn't really adding up all that well. And at the same time, Tophia, when she was doing that Joji sing-along live stream, she also started to break down and cry on stream. Now, her initial justification was that she's still processing everything that went on with her brother, and she's not sure how she's supposed to move on with that. I think a lot of people are questioning the timing of this particular instance because she essentially made some of those thirst trap videos that I posted in the beginning, trying to say, oh, I can move on without you, even though they never dated or never met or anything like that. So a bit confusing there personally, but at the same time, she says it's about her brother. Maybe it is about her brother. Maybe it's a compounded factor, but a lot of people are thinking that she saw the engagement, she's crashing out, she's having a rough time, and she's really upset and doesn't know how to move on.
Not fair. It's not fair. It's not real life. I know I keep telling myself it's not real. I don't even understand how someone could do something like that to somebody, It really sucks, guys. It's not okay. I'm not okay. I haven't been okay. I'm never gonna be okay. I just keep getting hurt. It's like one thing after another.
And I think it's really that final statement that she says, I just keep getting hurt, implying that it's, and once again, maybe some of it has to be done with her brother. A lot more people are less empathetic towards Tophia and her brother's situation currently based on how she has behaved related to it. And I'm not going to get into it a whole lot here. I've talked about it in the past, but essentially it definitely seems like her seeing her one true lover who she never really interact with actually get engaged and move on past this chapter in his life has definitely just soiled it for her and made it very bad. So that's the Wesley update. In the second half of this video, I sort of want to go over, she's been doing some live streams talking about buying junk and wasting money and begging for money. And also, I guess this is a good time to say that it seems like the GoFundMe that was set up for her brother and the funeral expenses and everything like that, it got shut down. The money got refunded to people. So it seems like she might be hurting for some things, but at the same time, she's still going to find a way to go out and buy a luxury item, but a Temu off-brand knockoff version of that luxury item.
So I bought a replica, and basically someone stole it off my backpack because I guess they thought it was real. So if they try to sell it, it's not real. I don't know who took it off my backpack. I got somewhere and I noticed it was gone. So yeah, whoever took it and tried to sell it, I didn't believe that it was real. Well, it is kind of messed up, but it was only like, what, $30 or something like that. It wasn't that expensive. Bunch of money on a Labubu. This lady was charging $80 for one box. That's insane. There's no way I'm paying $80 for one box.
So this whole incident that allegedly occurred is just mind-bending. First off, I'm not in the game of purchasing knockoff basically anything. If I'm gonna buy a name brand, I want it to be that actual name brand. But let's say that you want to, because in a lot of instances, you can find a replica knockoff that's gonna be like 90-95% quality, and so you can go that way. But why in the world, if a Labubu, which first off, most astroturfed luxury good item that has come out of left field ever, I don't understand anybody that would find any appeal in collecting things like that. I really don't. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I really don't get it. And at the same time, you're gonna pay $30 for a Temu knockoff version of that, but a regular one costs $80. So you're buying the knockoff, which has zero resale value. But if you bought the regular one, who knows? I don't know how the whole economy for Labubus work, but maybe you'd be able to get some interest paid on that bad boy and resell it at some other point. Probably not. It's been, running around in the gutters of New Mexico, so it probably wouldn't fetch that much money. But at the same time, why in the world are you paying $30 for a knockoff? That's like insane. Insane. Like, the whole point of getting a knockoff is that you're getting like an astronomical cut down in price. You know, people that buy fake Jordans and stuff like that, you're only paying like $20 for the shoes versus the $150+ for the shoes, right? Now you're still paying like 50% of the cost for something that's fake just to have like this fake status symbol. It's like it's really insane, because at the same time, it's like you are living in a shelter on the streets, just bouncing around the different places, and instead of logically trying to save up some cash, maybe finding a job somewhere to go and get some money so that you and your mom can go live inside of an apartment somewhere or something. Nah, we're gonna buy luxury goods to try and flex on everybody else that sees me walking down the street. It doesn't make sense, dude. And at the same time, she is complaining now that she wants to purchase nice clothing, really, really beautiful pieces of attire. But these brands aren't making inclusive size clothing garments. That's just ridiculous.
Telling someone to strictly go to the gym just to fit in cute outfits does not work. And if you don't include all sizes for all body types, then I do not want to support TikTok shops. I love this dress. Look at how beautiful this dress really is. I would love to wear this dress. I thought, maybe I could save this dress, favorited it for when I do have money, which I don't. And I'm saying in the future, when I have money to buy this dress, I would like to buy this dress. This looks like a nice going out to a nice dinner type dress. I do want to dress nicely. But then I went and clicked to see the option sizes, and it only goes up to a size large. It is false advertising when you got women who look close to your size that look like they're plus size promoting these TikTok shops who do not include all sizes of dresses, because this dress is a very beautiful dress and I do love this dress, but I'm so sick and tired of being delegated to either dresses or clothes that have too much fabric, because they don't know how to make plus size clothing, so they make the fabric that they put too much fabric and it makes you look baggy or ugly.
I don't know if the person who looks exactly like Tophia wearing this dress is in the room with us right now. I've got to be a little bit more careful with some of the things I say to these protected groups of people on the internet. The YouTube doesn't like it when you get out of hand, when you start stepping out of boundaries, so you better watch yourself, Sentry. You can't be doing things like that. But at the same time, complaining, we all know that if she wore this dress, it would look nothing like what this model or whoever, this influencer that's wearing it, looks like. That's an understanding. It's also an understanding that you're not entitled to a company to accommodate for you. If they just want to make clothing that goes up to large because it fits their style, it fits the aesthetic that they're looking for, go for it, King. And she even complains later that these companies aren't going above 4XL. That is absolutely ludicrous, dude. Like, how many places, go on Amazon now, finding a 5XL shirt is going to be next to impossible. Most places don't make clothing for that size, and for a reason. I mean, it's pretty deliberate that you're trying to avoid that, and at the same time, it's like, I think Tophia always tries to finagle these things to try and get, she talks about getting brand deals and whatever, or ad deals. I don't know how she describes them exactly, but she wants to go on TikTok Shop and have these companies reach out to her to send her free clothes and whatever, and it's just like, brother.
It's not that hard to offer plus size options for plus size people who want to look, dress, and feel good without having to compensate that for ugly designs and ugly clothing and extra fabric. The sizing, if you guys think an XXL is a plus size, then you need to reevaluate, because that is not plus size, okay? Plus size people will tell you what an XXL is. Like, if you can't offer options or sizes up to at least a 4X or beyond that, then I don't know why plus size girlies are giving false hope by promoting these brands when you literally go up to a large. Can we stop offering sizes also that are one size fits all and hoping that it fits everyone? Because no, it should be one size fits most, because it's not one size fits all. Because yes, it fits better for the size that it was built for, but it is one size fits all. But if you wear that size, it'll look weird on you if you wear it bigger.
I don't know what's going on with her cadence and her speech during this video. It feels like I'm listening to an AI robot read off of a ChatGPT script to tell me why I should be outraged, why I should be upset. I'm not really being won over, per se, if I'm being 100% honest. And also, I don't think it's super popular for men's clothing, necessarily, to have a one-size-fit-all. I don't know. I feel like all the clothing I buy are very particular sizes so that they actually fit me. Who knows? I'm not a big clothing shopper, so maybe I'm missing out on that gold mine of somehow somebody that's 5'2", 110 pounds, can fit into the same piece of clothing of somebody that's 6'4" and 250 pounds. I don't really see how that really correlates. It seems a bit perplexing to me, but it's probably more so like something that you would throw over, maybe like a dress or something like that could be more flowing or something like that. But either way, she's gonna finish off her diatribe, her rage, her anger, her AI voice speech, talking about this dress.
I think I would look very great in this dress. I don't care what haters say. It's all about confidence and being confident in yourself. And some people have diseases or disorders, I'm not saying I do, that where they can't lose weight. It's not fair.
It's not fair that I can't buy this one particular brand of clothing, guys. It's absolutely ludicrous. I can't stand for this anymore, and I won't stand for it anymore. I'm done with this, alright? I can't take it. And also, like, part of being confident, at least when it comes to wearing clothing or having style or anything like that, is not being delusional, not tricking yourself into believing something that's not actually true. Because there are plenty of people at Tophia's size that could style themselves, that could wear clothes that are more flattering for them, but trying to fit a square peg into a round hole is just never gonna work. It really isn't. It just won't work. You gotta temper your expectations and focus on what's actually viable in this economy at this point. But Either way, towards the end of August, Tophia started to do some live streams, chilling out in a park somewhere, and she's just talking some mad smack on people nowadays.
Yes, I do contribute to the economy because I pay taxes. You know, when you make money on social media, it's not 100% free that you gotta pay taxes. You don't contribute anything to society because it sounds like projection. You don't get to tell someone what a job is or isn't when if you have to pay taxes on money, it's a job. I'm sorry, my bad that you can't have this as a job. Maybe just quit your job and then go live. Like, if you hate your job that much, just say that. Like, a lot of people, it's giving they mad they have to get up and clock in. I could clock in whenever I want. I actually get paid to do ads. Unlike you, you know, you have to clock in and mop floors. But for you to tell someone something isn't a job is like me saying where you work is not a job for you. Let's be for real. You don't have a real job then if you're saying I don't have a real job. Any job that pays taxes is a real job. I don't make enough to be paying taxes right now. Because I think it's over like 10K, right?
And just for some context, some people over on the Reddit did some investigating to figure out how much money has Tophia made on her live streams over the past year. And it is a little bit over $2,000. So keep that in mind. In the past year, she has made a little bit over $2,000 doing live streams. Alleges that she's made money. I don't know how TikTok's payout system works, but I hear it's not great. So she's probably not making that much money from her regular TikToks anyway, because she fluctuates a lot in view size. So I don't know how well or how successful that could be. And then she claims she makes money off of ads, of doing TikTok shop ads and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure the majority of those are just, we'll send you this product for free, make a video about it, and that's the deal. So she's not making cash on top of that. So she's over here calling out all you little wage slavies, all you guys who are going out to your jobs every day. Yuck, yuck, respect me. I make $2,000 a year. I can't even pay taxes because I'm so far below the line that it's negligible. The IRS isn't going to be storming the streets of Albuquerque in order to find Tophia to make her pay her taxes because she just doesn't make that much. But she's going to call you out and say on the other side of her mouth that, whoa, guys, I could go get a 9-to-5 right now if I wanted to. I don't think that's true. And obviously, like, her work ethic is terrible. It's just like everything associated with that would just be an absolute train wreck. So I don't know if we should look forward to that potentially being a thing down the road, because I just don't think the longevity of something like that would actually last. And she wants to continue to run her mouth and talk about service industry workers, and discuss how they also suck, I guess.
No wonder why you worked as a maid. You couldn't get a job anywhere else. Like, hello? Like, what kind of a dummy gets paid to hold up a sign? You couldn't pay me to hold up a sign even if I wanted to. It doesn't matter how much money.
Sophia, what if we paid you $2,001 to hold a sign for the whole year? You're not going to take that up? We're literally giving you over a 100% increase. That's a pretty sweet deal. But she's basically talking about, if you remember when she got kicked out of the Motel 6 with the rest of her family, there was that maid that worked there that recorded what was going on inside, how dirty it was and all that stuff. And she's just been ranting and raving for a long time about different people and how upset she is by all the things that they've done to her, blah, blah, blah. And her rampage hasn't stopped because now she's going after random family members for some reason. I really don't know why. And I think it's in like a way to justify her own behavior and say, well, at least I'm not as bad as this person. I really don't know, but her first victim is her uncle.
I didn't have a car, but I went by bus and I walked to my grandmother's house and visited with her. Even when I didn't have transportation, I found a way to get there. My grandmother didn't pass away hating me. If you're wishing you did more with your grandmother, then you have unresolved issues. Be this good person when literally his wife went in there and was trying to throw all my grandma's stuff away. She literally was trying to throw stuff away that wasn't hers.
and literally just like she was taking over. My grandma said, I don't like that. She's trying to throw my stuff away. Who told you to come in here and try to boss around and try to throw stuff that isn't yours away?
So I wasn't around for the Grandma Chew arc. I don't know if that was documented on her TikTok. I don't really know who her uncle is. I remember a while back she was getting into a spat with her aunt. I don't think that these two are related to each other, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I don't understand people like this that are just airing their family drama out all over the internet. It really doesn't make sense to me. You can, this is a message to everybody watching this. You're allowed to keep some private things about your life private. I know, foreign concept. Everybody has to know everything about you. No, it's okay. You're allowed to keep family drama away from the internet. That's 100% okay.
Family, my mom and my brother wanted to live with him, but I already knew. I did not want my brother to have the stress of worrying about having to come pick us up. I did not want my brother to have the stress of having to leave his job early because my uncle's telling us to get out. I already know. I did not want problems. I did not want him to start getting bugged and start yelling at us and start saying stuff and start having issues with us staying there. That's what he does all the time. He wants to act like he won't do that, but he would. I did not want my brother to have to go through that while having to go to a job. I would rather he would be stress-free. I did not choose for them to live in a car. My family actually was gonna go, but then my mom said no.
So this whole segment is absolutely ludicrous. She's talking about how terrible her uncle is, how he and his girlfriend wanted to take things from their deceased grandma or something. This whole story, makes it seem like what an awful person. But then she says, actually, in the past, he offered for us to live inside of his house so that we didn't have to sleep in the car on the street. And she initially says, I didn't want to do that because there would be drama, and I just wanted to keep hanging out with my brother, and if there's drama, my brother would have issues coming to pick us up, and blah 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 blah. And at the end she says, well, actually it was my mom's fault. She didn't want to have to deal with all that. So it's giving off vibes like, oh, this whole living in the car downtown in the streets might have been avoidable. And you might have actually had family that would have looked out for you and tried to help you out, and you rejected it because your ego got in the way. You're unwilling to reform. You're unwilling to change your behavior. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's messy. It's messy to say the least. And this next clip, we actually get to see Mama Chew is back. She reappears on live stream for the first time in a long time, and seems like she's doing okay.
Buddy, hey, it's me. Just two things. I am on my station head, and I am in the Reddit, so you know it's not my daughter. That's it. I don't want to take up her live stream. I'm doing okay, everybody. Thanks for those people that will ask about me.
Yeah, she's doing okay. Hey, I need a car. I like this area. I might live here. A nice house, nice area. And she's sitting next to me. She's eating her sandwich because we brought snacks. I got this. I got Gatorade. I brought my Swiss rolls and the little cuties. Why do people think I'm going to start an OF? I'm not starting an OF.
So I didn't really want to get into the whole OF thing all that much. She made some absolutely bonkers posts on her story on TikTok, just talking about, oh, I'm not this little prude that all of you guys like to pretend like I am. Nobody thinks that. We started this video talking about the whole Wesley saga, all right? We've been seeing what's going on, all right? We've seen all the crazy things that you've talked about. It's just absolutely insane. So, to wrap up this video, essentially, I'm pretty sure Angie is Brother Chew's ex-girlfriend. There's been some drama going on surrounding that whole shebang. I'm not going to get into it here, but Tophia wants to respond to some of the things said about how Tophia and the rest of her family are lazy and don't do any work and aren't actively trying to make money or better their situation, and Tophia is not okay with that.
Imagine claiming you're in love with someone, but your whole personality is getting from one man to another because you have nowhere. My brother is not alive, okay? But when he was the one that was always there for her when she had nobody. She wants to go online and talk trash and say he was this horrible human being. A horrible human being who gave you a place to live when you didn't have to pay no rent, no utilities, no bills, no nothing. While I sat on live streams having people attack me for not paying bills. So you're going to justify Angie living in my apartment, not paying any bills whatsoever. Yet my dad did say they didn't have to pay bills so they can save for a place. She was not saving for a place. She has not been doing nothing her whole life except being lazy. You don't know what I did for my family. You don't know what I've been doing for my family. Maybe I may have not had a job, but I still have to provide and do things for my family. You don't know nothing about me, but yet you think you know because you judge me online.
The projection here is absolutely insane, talking about how you're lazy and won't get a job. Whoa. Actually, I'm talking about Angie, not myself. It's just like, it's insane that Tophia, I feel like all the time, just says things and doesn't understand that people, the majority of people that watch her will analyze this and say, that seems a bit hypocritical. That sounds like somebody I might have known. That's odd. She's oblivious to stuff like that all the time, and she goes on to explain how helpful and how great she truly is.
But it's okay for her to lay there and do absolutely nothing and not have to pay any bills in an apartment that I was also living in. Coming back with fast food, oh, that's perfectly fine, right? How is that going to provide for you to get a place? She never even paid off that $2,000 that she owed in damages to an apartment that she has, because yes, we did try to put her on the lease, and the people in the office told us that she has $2,000 worth of damages at an apartment that she caused. Why hasn't she not paid that bill? It's so crazy. I'm not even gonna cry because I'm not crying over someone who's irrelevant, who can't even pay her own $2,000 bill. It has nothing to do with her, okay? She was homeless. She didn't have a place to live. I was the one who was paying every week for these rooms for us to keep a room. Yeah, maybe my dad was getting disability, right? But all of his disability checks went like that. And when they went every week, I had to keep up payments to keep the room. I was the one who was making payments. I'm the one who's been taking care of my family when no one else was. If it wasn't for me, my brother wouldn't have a running car to get to work.
So we've heard this song and dance also that Tophia is actually the savior of the family. She's the one looking out for everybody and was making sure that bills were getting paid until they weren't, and they eventually got kicked out. But at the same time, she also talks about receiving some sort of disability check for her father. But to my knowledge, I don't think that Tophiachu lived inside the apartment all the time. So it kind of seems like potentially that they were receiving checks and he wasn't even benefiting directly from them because he wasn't there. And so, I don't know, man. The whole situation is so messy. It's hard to keep up at times, but either way, I just thought it was worthwhile. We have to talk about the Wesley thing. I mean, this is her one true love that fell apart, and now she's literally begging and complaining about money on the streets. It's getting rough at this point. This has been a long ass video. I'm sorry. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Hey, aren't you that famous TikToker?